Hey there, friends. Welcome to the Scrap Box. This is Andrew, and it is time. Can you see it? Yeah, I did it right. You can see it. We're building the base of the lighthouse. Why didn't I just say that? Bloop, bloop. Theoretically, it should be easy to stack a bunch of rocks up on top of each other, but that's not the case, because here's the issue. We've got to have it here and here, and not make it look completely flat and square. And also, I've got this whole section over here as well. That one hasn't been built, so I don't really have to worry about that side, but I'm still gonna worry about it. I've mapped out a basic outline for the lighthouse. As you can tell, I tried to not make it squared off, because if you look at the old model, it is nice, but you could definitely tell flat side, flat side, flat side, and that didn't look very good. Another bummer thing about this is it'd be a lot nicer to be able to do this in the dark tan color to show wet sand, but I am almost completely out of all my dark tan. I wonder why. Some features that I did really like about this one that I'm going to add in the other one is the little detonation mine. And then inside there, it's hard to see, but there is a giant scary eyeball that lit up at one point. So I'll try to make a little cave with that. And you can see the tentacle of whatever that creature is out here. If possible, I think I'm going to make this all the way up here just one big piece. I think that'd be the most cohesive. Alright, check this out. It may not be as difficult as I thought, because I might build it in layers going like this, in. You can tell this is all one layer technically. It looks nice, and I made a nice little dent in there where I could put some coral? Flora? Whatever's down there? Yeah! Just building a bit of a support structure as we continue upwards. I completely forgot when I was starting this project that I was supposed to, be nice and use some sort of like Mills plate so things can connect together with little Technic pins, which resulted in me now taking the whole thing off, building up these little platforms, so now it's good, and then putting that back on. So we're all good now. It's not looking too bad. I'm actually quite enjoying it. I did manage to sneak some dark tan in there. In fact, I went to my secondhand Lego store and I got as much dark tan as they had. So we're gonna see how long that lasts, but I think this is looking pretty good. On the previous one, the monster eye was only seeable through this tiny little crack and there, but I've made the entrance a lot bigger for this one. Why? Simply logistics. I mean, how does that monster get out of there, This one, very easy to tell. It just goes right through the giant hole. I've got this portion complete, and it's structurally sound as long as nobody touches it or breathes on it or anything. I'm kidding. It's structurally sound. This side is a little more difficult to build given the fact that there's going to be a beach up here and then it has to transition downwards. Luckily, I had this display stand, which is a steep slope, but I think that's the best we're going to get. Don't worry, you'll see. Alright, this is what I was talking about. I couldn't have a nice downward slope where you see all the side details and stuff because it was going to be blocked off by this decreasing sandbank. And as you can see, when we take it away, it is one solid wall. Alright. This bottom portion is done. Does it look a little simple? Yes. However, there's going to be lots of decor over here. Hi, Pepper. You probably already noticed this blue plate right here, and that's because, just like I did before, I think the best way to display the water without using too many pieces is to have like where the water meets the land just a little bit. Therefore, the blue plates are going to go all the way around, just like that, sticking out just enough so I can put those extra details. You're like, Andrew, that looks so blocky, that looks so bad. Wait, that's not you, that's just me and my brain saying that. Don't worry, we'll fill it out. Is also me probably lying to myself. So I'm building the walls up further, and I'm trying to make it match with the cave system over here. I think I've done a pretty good job. Also, I'm trying to take it from the dark gray, and then as we go higher, a light gray, which kind of subconsciously implies, wet rock, dry rock. Will it pull off that effect? We'll have to see. Also, I kind of have to move this out a little bit. You probably see I have a lone test one going shortly outward because the lighthouse should be able to fit on a 16 by 16 plate. So I want it to be able to rest comfortably right around here. But that means it's gonna need to be angled outwards just a little bit. I think it'll also make it look a little more precarious. Let's find out. Look how organically that worked out. It just goes up so nicely in the slope and it spreads that way a little bit. I think that looks good, which is also good because those are my last dark tan pieces. All right, we are definitely making progress now. I've got basically just the light gray to do. I'm sure you're wondering, what is this little platform? Well, in my old lighthouse, there was a secret room in a cellar area, and I'm hopefully going to reconstruct that again, but I won't spoil it until we make it. So hopefully this will work for that, and then this little front section will pull off, just like the other one did. I don't think I mentioned before, but I did put 2 little parrots there. Is this a tropical place that parrots would exist? I don't know, you tell me. But on the other hand, I have made most of the light gray, and I know you're thinking, wow, that is incredibly squared off. I've still yet to do the curves up in the front, and there's going to be greenery on all of this, so it'll look, hopefully, better. Well, that took a frustrating amount of time for that last little bit, but see, I made the middle like a handle, so you could just pull it off. So I don't want to quite fill up the top of this because I'm not quite sure the layout of the lighthouse, if it's just going to start as a circle or if it's going to have one of those little square houses and then spiral upwards. I did, however, put a little bit of grass and greenery on the sides and on this side too to make it look nice, and I started curving out the little corners of this water, and now I'm going to decorate it. I'm a little back and forth on the water, but I've committed and therefore I shall have to finish it this way. I don't think it looks too bad, but, I think it'd be even cooler to actually have, the whole thing done, but that's not, what's the word for it? Feasible. And then I wanted to finish this curve out and have it go that way, but that'll have to do with when I redo this. I really like this, I'm going to just call it a spire sticking up through the water. So I think I'm going to build one right here. I have made the giant spire. And I guess it makes sense, maybe this was part of this originally and there was a small hole in between, and over time it grew wider and wider and wider until now it's 2 separate pieces. Sure, let's go with that. I think I'm going to finish the water up and then we will call it a day, and the next time I will deal with all the plants and flora and the sea monster hiding inside. And the water is done, and that will call it for today. So let's get a few final shots in there. Alright, and I think that's going to call it for today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. This has been Andrew. You've been watching the Scrapbox. Make sure to do, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Hit the bell, leave a comment, pat your grandma on the head. I don't know, do your homework. Alright, you have a good one. Bye.